On this episode of One on One Profiles and Audacity, I interview the Marine rapper. We discuss basically his transition from service all the way to being a top rapper at the top of the billboards and the journey there. We talk about his music, we talk about his collaboration, we talk about his service, the behind the scenes that people don't know about when it comes to the music industry and his journey. It's a great interview that we had. Stick around to the end where you get to sample and hear some of the music that he has along with other veteran artists. And we're gonna jump to that here in a second, but you already kind of answered it. But I wanna just say, does that also loop in what many now are dealing with, which is imposter syndrome, right? You know what I mean? Which is another part of it, right? So the validation piece. You know what I mean? There's nothing else I can add to what you said because it's, you know what I mean? It's about empowering others to say, look, this is what you have to say yourself. It's no different than Tony Robbins, right? Saying, hey, breathe in, breathe out. I am love. I am this. It's the same exact thing. It's the affirmations you tell yourself because the reality is when you're born, a child doesn't have these biases. They don't walk around as a 2-year-old saying, I'm not good looking. I'm not this. Like, where did that come from? Like, when we start to look at things, are we telling ourselves a story of a narrative that someone else wrote for us? Right? Again, if you choose to be in the public eye, to your point, you have to tell yourself those things because in your line of work, you are out there. People are going to look at you and say, I don't like your mohawk. I don't like your lyrics. I think you're whack. Okay. And what? Like, you signed up for that, you know what I mean? But other people, it might be at work. Oh, you don't look a certain part, or you're not this way, you're not that way, or you're in a relationship, you're not this way, or that. Look, you done like CMR said, you made it to Vietnam, you made it to the Gulf War, you came back when others did not. And I understand survivor's guilt. I understand all the things that come with that. But flipping the narrative of now that we're here, regardless of how old you are, we have the ability to now pay it forward and do that thing that Billy couldn't do because he's not around, that Jimmy couldn't do because they're not around, that Jane couldn't do because they're no longer here. But now others are dealing with the imposter syndrome. Like TMR, I'm out here, I'm doing it, and I hear you, but you know what I mean? Like, is this really me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to put something together, but I'm not no Rick Ross, or I'm not, this artist, or I'm not that entrepreneur. People call it imposter syndrome. What would you add to that piece there for those that may be struggling with that, where they may be in the repetitive piece of doing what they're doing, they move forward, but now they deal with that whole, like, they're going to find me out, man, I'm a fraud, I'm a fake, and all the things that are happening in here.
Well, it's easy for me to deal with this situation because my lyrics literally come from real places. And I have that accountability of my Marines and soldiers and whoever I serve with. So if I were to lie on a track about a situation that I was in combat or whatever, someone would call me out. Mm-hmm. And because I have that accountability, that keeps me in check. And also, I love being able to create music or art or some lyrics or a song, and it's catchy, yet it's true. If somebody's like, yo, I was in Habbaniyah, Iraq just with you. Mm-hmm. I love it. It makes me feel so good. Like, we performed at the Alamo. Me and my rap group, Space Force, we performed live at the Alamo. Shout out Grunt Style for making that happen. Appreciate y'all. But we performed live at the Alamo, and we were the first rap artist to do it. And then so we're rocking the stage and stuff like that. And then a couple of a group of grunts came on stage from my unit. And they're just like, yo, bro, hey, 2-7, much love, respect. If I were to lie at any moment or time, and veterans are confrontational.
Yeah, heartbeat.
Maybe like, yo, bro, hey, you know that. Hey, you can't be lying like that. Hey, you know that wasn't true. I know you wasn't there.
You wasn't there. Stop.
They would be. Where would they? Camera. Stolen valor. Yeah, they would say stolen valor. Straight up, they would say it because, especially the veteran community doesn't play that because I have that accountability. I don't ever feel like I'm being fake or fraudulent. I may feel like maybe there's certain situations where some things were like, for fun or for education or entertainment or something like that. Or there's sometimes where I've done commissions where I've done raps for companies and things like that. So that was just me telling the story of their company. Mm-hmm. So those are out there too. But far as like my own personal music, I always got to be authentic with it, because I feel better when somebody's like, yo, I relate to that. And then I'm like, wow, you relate to that? That's a real story. You know what I mean? Oh, my family did struggle when they grew up too. You know what I mean? Just like you. And I'm like, wow, we can relate. You know what I mean? You come from the East Coast just like me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You were, a product of government assistance just like me. That's crazy. Respect. You know what I mean? Things like that motivate me and keep me from feeling like an imposter in certain situations. So what I would say to those out there, if you guys are trying to be like, oh, how do I keep my identity, find my identity and be authentic at all times, find a place of accountability. Find a friend who will put you in check. Hey, DP, man, hey, I just dropped this track. Hey, what do you feel? TMR, I feel like, I don't know if that's really 100%. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, find a friend, find a buddy, or have somebody to keep you in line, keep you in check. Even maybe you might not have a buddy close to you. Maybe your fans. Maybe your fans, and ask them, be like, hey, what do you guys think about this? Is this truly me? Do you guys feel like this is me giving all of me on a plate? And they'll tell you, be like, or they'll be like, hey, yo, that's spot on. So find it. All you need to do to stay authentic is find a place of accountability, and you'll be fine.
I love that, and like I said, and I think that applies to anything that you're doing. Because if you have your craft and you're authentic to it, you can't be questioned on it. You know what I mean? Like, I could rock this shirt because I served. I could say, but you know what I mean? Like, there's no like, oh, you didn't like. No, you can't tell me I didn't. Like, trust me, I've been there. I've done it, and that applies to anything, no matter what it is we're looking into. Coming here over, I want to jump over to your website for folks that may not know where to find you or some of the things that you're doing. The best place to find you is at themarinerapper.com. The Marine Rapper across all social media platforms is how you'll find TMR. Again, I love the fact, and we talked about earlier, TMR has a hat on, which is funny because I catch myself, wanting to say Ray and TMR. It's just like, okay, we're recording, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it professional. But he has a hat on, but you don't see he has a red mohawk, and that goes to his look and how he presents himself, and you see it here. And I just wanted to highlight the fact that TMR is himself. Back to the authenticity piece, back to the accountability piece. And some might be like, wait a second, you got a black rap artist who has a red mohawk and is wearing a daggone flag, freaking jacket. Like, yeah, that's who he is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to skew the narrative to what you want it to be. He is who he is, right? It doesn't belong to this side or that side or any side. He is who he is. And I think that's what's unique for those out there, back to the imposter syndrome, because if you are who you are, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody else out there rocking that red mohawk the way you rocking it. So what we talking about?
You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. When you're authentic, you don't have to worry about it. I want to give a shout out to TM Hands for actually doing that manga illustration. It took her a long time to do that, so I want to give a big shout out to her. That's that banner that you see up there.
Yes.
That's to my upcoming release. I think by the time this is posted, the release will be out, and I will have started a whole bunch of trouble again.
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And it's crazy because it's like, I feel like I know that it's going to start trouble, but I'm just being myself. But I know there's a side of people that aren't going to like what I'm doing, and it is what it is. But I just got to speak my truth.
Right.
It is what it is. And
it is
hey,
what it
I
is.
love this country. I love this country. I love America. That's why so many people want to come here. But it's just, for some reason, I'm so controversial because I'm a black man with a red mohawk with an American flag jacket, especially doing hip hop when hip hop has had a history of being anti-establishment and anti-government. So I'm kind of like counterculture and an enigma in this space, so people don't know what to do with themselves. But it is what it is, and I'm gonna keep being me. But I just wanted to give a big shout out to TM Hands for doing that manga drawing right there. And if you look in those like blue bubbles, kind of like in the vein of kind of like Dragon Ball Z, if you look in there, there's a flak jacket, there's a Spartan helmet, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. once this drops,
I see the helmet. I see the flak jacket.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. And for folks here, how to get in contact with TMR, you'll find it up here. The press kit information on background, who he is, to book him, to kind of get some information on what's going.
Yep.
By the time this airs, there'll be more information out there, obviously, with the new work that's coming out, to include also the swag shop and things you're doing. And I really wanted, before I hit the music, we talked about it earlier. And again, this goes back to the point where I am a person, I hate boxes and I hate labels. Don't put me in a box and say I cannot do this or I can't do that or I only can do this and I only can do that, right? I will dictate what I want to be and how I want to be in this life. And to your point, again, you said a few things, right? You have a red mohawk, you're patriotic, you're a rapper, you're black. So off the bat, there's already a whole bunch of quote unquote oxymorons in there. Like, how can you be this and that? Because you've been programmed to think that's the only way. But then take it a step further, which I love, for those that know that, if you know, you know. If you're a Marine, obviously there's the fact of, being a crayon eater. Shout out to Crayons Ready to Eat, CREs, my man Frank out there. You've seen us talk about them. Much love and respect for them coming out with what they're doing. But you don't take yourself serious in the sense that you can poke fun at yourself. You can embrace a moniker of like, Ray, come on, man, you're just a crayon eater. You're no rapper. You're not going to do anything. You know what? I got one better for you. And here you see swag with TMR. And you got the crayon on deck?
On deck. I keep it on.
Look at that. And then you got the Mr. Potato Head here with a crayon. And again, I think it just goes to, hey, people can say what they want to say, but the fact is, you take your craft serious. I want to say that first, but at the same token, you don't take yourself too serious to where you can't just be yourself. You can't just be a veteran and have fun with something. You can't just embrace the moniker of like, I got a crayon right here. You know what I'm saying? Heck, I got a daggone swag with my name written in crayon with Mr. Potato Head. What you got for me? You know what I mean? Mr. Potato Head got a crayon and a mohawk. What else you got? Like, you can't hurt me because I'm not going to give you that power, but you can turn the narrative around because I'm sure there's a story behind the Potato Head. I'm sure there's a story behind all these different things, but I think it goes back to your point of owning that power of not letting people get to you. Like, look, I'll make fun of myself and I put on a shirt and I go ahead and put on, some merchandise.
Yep. And it's crazy, and man, that's why I have so much respect for you, because you have such clairvoyance when it comes to these things. Like, you get it, and we haven't ever had that conversation. We've never had that conversation about the juxtaposition of not taking yourself seriously versus taking yourself seriously. And that's another thing too. It's like, I feel like this is therapy for my mental health and other people's mental health, because if you take yourself too seriously, you will burn yourself out. You will burn yourself out so much, and you'll set these high bar expectations for yourself that you won't be able to reach again. You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh man, I have to be this hardcore military veteran that shoots guns, has tattoos, drinks alcohol, has like, this trophy wife or whatever it is, right? The stereotypical, vet that they have like kind of like created for us. But then you just keep looking on the internet or keep looking online or keep looking on Instagram or Facebook. And you're like, wait a minute, I see DP who has a service dog that he looks normal. He's a minority, and he's also educated and speaks very articulately. And he's going against every single norm. And he created this huge veteran network to help every kind of veteran. So that means I don't have to be that stereotypical veteran. I don't have to be that stereotypical veteran. I don't have to be that stereotype or that stigma that somebody puts out for me. I can be whoever I want to be. And I don't even have to take myself seriously. I don't take myself seriously when it comes to my craft. Yeah, when it comes to rapping and doing music, trust me, I put in hours. Obviously, I couldn't get where I'm at if I didn't. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to other things such as like social life and on social media and stuff, man, I'll poke fun at myself all day. There's a lot of things that I've been called. There's a lot of insults and negative inboxes that I've gotten. And what do? Make merch out of it. I make money off of haters. You know what I mean? So I'm like, cool. You want to make fun of me? You can't make fun of me more than I can make fun of myself, because I know myself. You don't know me. Yep. You don't really know me. You know what I mean? So I would rather, you know, make a joke about it and have everybody buy up my merch and everybody have fun with it and laugh at it. Look, yeah, you got one too. Yeah, pull that up. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Like, look.
And people look at TV and be like, oh, but you look normal. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, what do you have to say? What do you have to say about that? About that? I like the image. Can you bring it back up?
Yeah.
I say, what do you have to say about, you know, people who think that, you know, they can just judge a book by its cover, or they can get to you, or they can hurt you and things like that. But you turn around and you make an illustration of it, a fun illustration with your dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it really goes back to that same point, right? Which is changing the narrative of not taking yourself too serious, right? Because the fact of the matter is, you got some folks that'll sit there and try to put you in a box and say, okay, this is what it is. Like, I was literally, before, you know, we got together today, I came from the vet, stopped at Walgreens to get some meds for Legend, who has a sinus infection type of thing. But so we get back and I'm in there with him, and, you know, lady's like, oh, so who are you training him for? I'm like, no one, he's mine. Right, because you know you see me,
yeah.
Right, and it's like, you know, I and that's one of the things that I love about how we can click is, you know, for those that know, there's never anything scripted here, right? Like, we didn't talk about what we're going to talk about. We're just flowing with it. We're going to hit the website, talk about it. But even the things I'm saying is because we're vibing and we're in the same frequency. But the reality is that, you know, people will label us or discredit things, because if we have the ability to be articulate, right, it's just like, oh, you're well spoken, so why are you doing this? What do you mean? Or, oh, what do you mean you have a service dog? Like, people, like, you don't fit in a box, because they expect me to walk in there looking a certain way, talking a certain way, not being approachable. And the fact is that if I'm in a good place and I want to have a conversation with someone and they're saying, oh, what's your dog's name? Oh, here's my dog. And I use it as an opportunity to have a conversation. You know, and that's just my reality, right? There's days where, hey, maybe not a good day today. Some days I can do that. But even down to the image of being able to kind of just embrace that and say, hey, you know, you can sit there and say what you want, but you know what? I'll make a caricature of it. You know, if you like this one, I'll have to find it and pull it up. I have one that I did that you're absolutely going to love. I literally had one done. I like that one. I had one done of me with like a knight's armor on a horse with Legend next to me. Talk about an oxymoron. Like, wait a second, you're a knight in a shining armor with a service dog? Yes, but where's your knife? I don't need one. Yeah. So I'll pull it up in a second here, but I want to jump also here for those that may have not seen it and give them kind of a quick clip of two of the tracks here. We have three, you know, the newest one here being the Wellerman, but the biggest one that folks obviously have talked about is the Patriot. And again, the lyrics and what you're saying intentionally, the visual aspects of it, I think is powerful. So I wanted to definitely hit that up and just show that for the folks out there who may have never actually heard or appreciated some of the music and artistry that goes behind it. Because again, I always look at, by having this conversation, now that you understand who TMR is, now listen to the music, right? Because if I give it to you first, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not, I didn't catch it. Now go listen. Understand the words, understand the artistry. There are words that you can decipher and you can understand. Again, everybody has their style, but I can hear you talking about, you know, this person, that person, this industry. So those are powerful messages that I just hope that the audience can appreciate as well.
Someday I would buy dollies with good horns and sails to distant shores. Stand up high in the proud, noble bark I steer, steady course for the havens. You many foemen, you many foemen.
Tens of thousands on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. Battle for our freedom now, to the streets we ride. Flags waving all around, pages full of pride. This is where we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates. Putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks. All walls of corruption, take out all the snakes. Star Spangled Banner, got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd. Defend the Constitution, many warriors survive. Casting down any among us who have bucked and cowed. Enough with tyranny, we come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black. Return her to a form of glory, fix the bloody crack on the crown. Fetch it down, it's going down.
Someday I would buy dollies with good oars and sails to distant shores. Stand up high and proud, noble bark I steer.
mama told me, yeah, she warned me that this day would come. I'm like my father, go to combat with the blazing guns. I survived that, then I came back to the place I'm from to face off all these haters and the battle in the place I love. You can't break me down, I'm indivisible. You still see my raps if I was invisible. But I'm standing tall, and I spit the truth. So you all appalled, cause you know it's true. They call it freedom cause the fallen troops pay for this. I love this country, doesn't matter how much hate I get. I take my colors in the battle, ain't no wavering. Cause this is for my warriors who marching to the cadences. This is for the sisters working hard on the ship. This is for the brothers getting y'all doctorate. Father, yeah, taking y'all on the ship. Baby, tell me why it's hard for the patriot.
My mother told me someday I would buy.
I'll try and give a snippet, man, but
Man, that gets me emotional.
But I had to let it get to that point there because down to your point, even the end there, where you're talking about the doctor, where you're talking about this, your own brother being, a doctor, I believe as well. I mean, it's just amazing the fact that you saw the words. Again, the Patriot, Google it, YouTube it. It's out there. Find information. The Marine Corps, the MarineRapper.com is where you find it. But seeing it again and reading the lyrics again, it's not just random stuff just to get attention. It's a positive message that again is a reason why it's top billboards for a reason. Like I said, we could sit here and listen to this stuff on repeat all day because it's just so good. It's the messaging, it's the lyrics. I want to bring up another one real quick. I did find that, so this is for you right here. Take a look at that bad boy. Come on, man.
I love it. Wow.
Yeah. So I got the service dog armored up and everything. Look, we going to war, baby.
You said even Legend got the medal on.
Look, we ready to go. We're ready to go. That's one of the mock-ups I had done, and someone saw it, and it's like you see them looking at you kind of crazy, like, yo, what? I'm like, exactly. Like, so, you can infer what you can, but you have to understand, what we're trying to do here, which is changing the narrative, which is being able to say, hey, this doesn't stop us, this lets us go forward. Which one do you want to go to now? I know we're going to end with the Wellerman. Which is the other one? The play is the other one, correct?
Go to play, yeah.
All right, so this is D-Cure and the Marine Rapper as well, another veteran, amazing artist. And Topher as well. Amazing. So
it was put out as a D-Cure track, but it's all Space Force, which is D-Cure, Topher, and the Marine Rapper is Space Force, but it's D-Cure's track, and it's called Play.
Love it. And he also has a nice beard.
He does.
If it were up to me, I'd be gaming all day. I'm home alone and I'm free. Plug it in and I play. Plug it in and I play. Plug it in and I play.
Looky, the Wookie wearing a hoodie. Bullets, they never shook me. Was playing dead, you mistook me. Machiavelli, don't push me, don't button if you a rookie. This expert is shooting fully. I'm flexing and beating bullies. I'm that first person shooter, yeah, the FPS. Ray be shining on you losers, get that SPF. Got that fire and maneuver from the INF. That's that infantry, baby, better watch your step. Or your son's burned under me, you my youngers. Hand over, flipping switches till my thumb hurts. You know where I was stinging in the Hummer. Aim grade with the machine gunners. Mortal Kombat, news about, but you a noob. Extra with the paper boy, but that ain't really news. Broke the record cause I wreck it Ralph, I will never lose. This is Tetris with the letters, all of you squares you better move. Cause I'm punching through the black light.
If it were up to me, I'd be gaming all day. I'm home alone and I'm free. Plug it in and I play. Plug it in and I play. Plug it in and I play.
Me and the homies, yeah, we kicking and we playing games. All through the night, steadily pumping Red Bull in our veins. Remain alert, not to exert our bodies causing strains. Is that a dub? Wait a minute, think I'm seeing things. Nah, that ain't my imagination. My mind's crafting every possible calculation. To counter-strike this, try hard on Fortnite with a hot mic who used the slur, not fight. Diggers, but I'm the ninja in the war zone. Smash Bros, have you sweating till your pores gone. It's not a question, I'm the master of my dojo. And when my friends leave, continue the mission solo. Oh no, it's more folks on Halo. They know I gang foes on payloads. On PUBG, always rolling with D and Timmer. We always making it a match to remember.
If it were up.
Cool, right?
Man,
You like that?
I like that. That is, man.
It was like a game. It was like a gamer anthem we made.
Mm-hmm. Man, look, you took me back to Mortal Kombat. Let's go.
Oh, I gotta. It was an obvious one. I had to say it.
Yeah. So I'll let you introduce this one here as well. This is one of the newest tracks out there, the Wellerman. Before I play it, anything you want to share for folks to know about this one? That's just it's a new one as well.
Yeah, well, we wanted to keep up with the tradition of us taking old shanties, sea shanties, and mixing it with rap. So we made another one. So the Patriot is actually a sea shanty, and then we made it into a rap song. And we got with the same producer. We made another one. It's called The Wellerman. So this one is the second version of it. I don't want to say too much because I want people to
I love it. Like I said, and people, and that's what people pick it up on the Patriot.
Yeah.
That my mother told me, kind of, bass in there was just like, oh, wait a second, I like how this is going. So if you like that, this is another one.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a belly of tea. The winds blew up her bow, up down, oh below my bully boys bow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
This is the captain. Batting the hatches, fire the cannons. Travel the Atlas, tracing the Bradley, sunk on your bad door ship, and we caught the wind. Bug must be politics. We fought that censorship. Never give up, and we got us ahead, and we only beginning with winning. So shout out to Natty and Nathan. Rap with the shanty, we make it. Now in the mount with the greatest. Part of the seas of the treasure, cause we believe through the weather. Down to go down with the craft, steering the ship. Like Noah, carry every burden. Even when we see tide is turning, the world in reverse because I got a fire burning. All of the maps returning further ocean, keeping on searching for the treasure, full of that currency. All of it, everyone, people sing.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Drinking like a sailor, and I'm thinking if I fail her, no one to meet me at the dock, and I'm walking a plank over a navigator. I may see you now and later, but I never know if you're returning. Sipping tea, turning green, got me feeling like Kermit. You can come and hear the tale of how to flip, can out of a turning. Was drowning in the rum with a heart broken and yearning, even tattooed it like Jerry. I don't care about the current, it's about my lady, and she may never surface.
And no, carry every burden, even when we see tide is turning. The world in reverse because I got a fire burning. All of the maps returning further ocean, keeping on searching for the treasure, full of that currency. All of it, everyone, people sing.
May the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
I saw you come and brought the rain and the thunder. Barely heard the siren, moments later I was under. Swallowed by the ocean, told me love could be a blunder. Now I lay capsize as I watch you start to sunder my beloved. Billy O.T. what I dubbed it. All the past disasters, it was nothing how you shrugged it. But I pushed you when I knew it was more than you can handle. Now I wait for the wellerman to help bring vengeance on this vandal.
And no, carry every burden, even when we see tide is turning. The world in reverse because I got a fire burning. All of the maps returning further ocean, keeping on searching for the treasure, full of that currency. All of it, everyone, people sing.
I'm trying to give him a taste.
Yeah, you can't give them all of it, but yeah. So basically, what that is a collaboration between me, the Marine rapper, D-Cure, Topher, this guy named Nathan Evans, and he's a Scottish singer, and then a new singer that we have on there that's a female voice. She's actually she's actually in the Navy, so I had to have somebody in the Navy on the track, on a sea track, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So she's actually active duty Navy, and she has like a little soft voice, and I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have something for the ladies too, like a little soft voice, because they liked it. So I added her to it, and then added some cool sounds and some cannons and stuff, and there you have it. So yeah,
we got it. For those that stuck around to this point, I got to give you a bonus. Because we're talking about Space Force, I got to give a bonus real quick. I'm just give him a taste, not too much. This is Galaxy again.
Galaxy.
Come on now, like we couldn't end this without giving them a little bonus one here. So come on, this is the crew right here.
You're so generous, Stevie.
The beat on this, the lyrics, the visuals,
you see it?
Fire, man.
Yeah, I edited it too.
This is amazing.
Running all over through the galaxy, through the galaxy, through the galaxy. I've been roaming all over in this galaxy. It's a tragedy for the galaxy. I got nothing to say. Sergeant came down with new orders today. Said you defected by breaking away from the taming and leaving the whole base afraid. Discovered you work for the SS&A. Stolen some seekers and they ran away. Some of my team and I knew right away. We were the hunters and you are the prey. Hard to believe that I was sleeping with the enemy. Never occurred for me to doubt your identity. Wanted to exist in the vague captivity. The one I found a message, I'm thinking about sanity. On the road, here we go like a low roll. Follow code, let it go, do what I was told. Debated whether I could take the shot. Pray I'm not the one in that spot. It's a war going on right now in my head. Fighting with all the BS you fed. Making contact is what I dread. I don't wanna see you end up dead. Maybe emotions are clouding my judgment. I don't like being bludgeoned. But tell me what trust do I have? An order's an order. Indiscretion. Running all over through the galaxy. Through the galaxy. Through the galaxy. I've been searching all over in the galaxy. Don't be mad at me in the galaxy. Looking for your face in the vacuum of space. How you disappear without a trace. I've been roaming all over in this galaxy. It's a tragedy for the galaxy.
I remember when you protect. Now we out here, gotta watch you defect. Man, what happened to you? You forget. I'll never believe it, look at you, you're a vet. You used to behave and be glad. Stationed in brag, you would be waving a flag. We'll send away to a land. Rifles side by side, now you're aiming the back. Off in the stars, never coming off guard. Down when I'm up, got the heat on me like a Pop-Tart. No other black bar, you're not going that far. Never holding that back, and you lower that bar. I'ma need a minute before I blow my friend away. Say a couple words, while I fold my hands and pray. Promise I'ma hate it when I see you go to waste. Just another body floating in space. If you go against the cavalry, you'll be a casualty in the galaxy. I put you in a box like amnesty. Everyone can kind of feel the gravity. We back at the academy, but they understand that it had to be. Yeah.
Running all over through the galaxy. Through the galaxy. Through the galaxy. I've been searching all over in the galaxy. Don't be mad at me in the galaxy. Looking for your face in the vacuum of space. How you disappear without a trace. I've been roaming all over in this galaxy. It's a tragedy for the galaxy.
Don't even think it. I know you've been contemplating. Looking in the mirror and you wondering lately who's the best in the galaxy. A rat could make it. Jim on, need no confirmation. All the spaces are done invaded. All the operators, all the troopers using me to do communications. Think they died just so you could take this? Never ever, no one better do ahead of everybody. That's my fussy, never said I'll give you less for anybody. Out of the country, I projected heavy metal, how I rock it. Interstellar type of fella, I ejected all of you into 3, 2, 1. Here, of another level with the weapon like the treatment on my rubber. Do not try me, it is futile, no survival, only silence after crying. Let me inside, catch you fluent rain. Through the space in the land galactic. Blasting your face, her apparatus. It ain't never face you, love the battle. Then you had to face me feeling trapped in. Everywhere you go in the cosmos can't escape me. Loco, cause you cannot shake me. Slow poke in your heavy spacesuit. I know that you wanna erase me, but you can't cause you're me, I made you.
Running on.
They had to see it, they had to feel it, they had to get a whole taste of it. I know you guys saw the mohawk, you saw the jacket, you saw the cure, you saw Topher, and the bio in there. They had like the quick synopsis. I thought that was just cool to kind of give folks a little faces to names as well, to some of the amazing things that you guys are doing out there. And wrapping up. There's not a lot of questions really that I would ask, because I think one of the good things we have is we kind of flow. So things that I would have asked, you know what I mean? Like, hey, so we'll tell somebody out there who wants to.
It's just natural.
Well, you know what I mean? But what
natural, bro.
Exactly. But what I do want to share for those out there watching, I want to do a quick bonus section here of 3 questions. One is going to be, the first one is going to be the thought process behind the mohawk. those that may have caught little bonus, you have the rounds on your glove there. I want to ask what if there's a little story behind there, and to the jacket piece, because I think it's good for people to be able to kind of have a little decryption of like, hey, I see it, but I may have not been able to ask about it. So to kind of give them a little teaser of those three things. But before we get to that bonus, real quickly, one of the things that I wanted to share with folks out there is TMR and myself have been in communication. We are in communication, but we're looking to collaborate and create some space here in Veterans Network to be able to support and come together and create something new and support and have a platform to showcase, for the artistic side of things. So I wanted to kind of put that out into the universe. We had talked about it before. Oh, wow. We're going to be able to kind of put some things together. So at veteransnetwork.club over, to be able to highlight and really just see where it goes. So we're going to define what that will look like. But the biggest thing is we want to collaborate. We want to be able to support each other, to be able to not only just show the artistry and the people behind the music, but also give hope to those out there who may want to maybe pursue this and have a pathway. So it's not so much, again, this is never about this. It's about you all and us. So the difference here at Veterans Network is, again, I will say on the record, the same way we talked about earlier when it comes to music, I think there's space for everyone to create and do things. I love what other veterans are doing in their space. What we're doing is a little bit unique in that it's an iterative relationship. So we want the audience to be a part of this. It's not so much we're creating content for you to consume, which is great because we want to have that. We want to have the people creating content to consume. We want to have the comedians, right? Shout out to Yusha, right? And what he's doing, right? The combat veteran and all these people doing their amazing things.
Combat veteran, Drew Anthony, by Drew Anthony now, and then Mac, definitely, he's overseas, but those guys, those Army dudes.
So exactly.
And the Muse too.
Yes, and Amuse, I'm telling you, man, she has an amazing singing voice. So shout out to her. Shout out to Vet TV and what they're doing on their side. Able to bring comedy and a different spin. I love how they say it. If Netflix went to war and came back, that's what you got, right? And I'm saying that and putting it on the universe because sometimes you know how it is, right? It's like, well, what are you doing if they're doing that? Like, no. There's enough space for everyone to do something different here. Exactly. And what we're doing is a little bit different, but it's supportive of that. And what we want to do is collaborate. We want to support each other. We want to big each other up. We want to be able to speak their names out there because in other circles, right, it's like, no, I don't want to talk about this show because I'm doing my show. No. First of all, that's what they do over there. What we're saying is inclusivity. We want to say there's enough space at the table for everyone. So shout out to all the artists, creators, and amazing veterans out there that we just named doing what they're doing. What me and TMR are thinking about doing is collaborating, creating some space in our space to be able to bring on folks that may have a question and be able to do what we've done. So today we talked not about music, but really hopefully you got the nuggets of what happens behind the music. Like we ended with the music.
Yes, sir.
The tracks were fire. That's what we had to give you a taste. A little bit more than a taste, but hey, we had to give it to you. Yeah. But hopefully you appreciate it because it's powerful when you understand where it's coming from. And now when we start to collaborate, you'll see, oh, that's why they're doing what they're doing. Because you can tell we're vibing, we're on that frequency, we're coming from the same place. So because of that, it was a no-brainer. Like, look, I'm thinking about doing something. I'm like, say less. I was thinking about the same thing too.
I was like, man, I got to DP on this one, man. Like, it's just a good fit. When things just come together. So I was just like, no, I got to see what DP thinks about this. So I'm glad that you're warm to the opportunity of merging the music with the Veterans Network and dropping the bomb right now. So if you guys are out there and you wanted to, get into music or get some background behind the music and stuff like that, that is what we're looking to do. So you'll see more stuff like that. So I really appreciate you, DP, for just being a real one, man.
Nah, definitely, brother. We have to do that. So, this hopefully, again, you heard it here first. This will begin to create space for those out there who may be looking at support, who may be trying to identify, how to even get into the industry or pick up some nuggets there, because that's what no one gives you, right? No one puts you onto game, right? They say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, we want to change change the narrative of saying, no, you got to know something, but we want to put you in connection with those that know something. And that's what networking is about. So I just wanted to put that out there in the universe. More to follow, but I wanted to, at least when my brothers say this, united, to be able to just kind of put that out there. And what it will be, but the intention is to create and provide value to those out there in our community, regardless of age, gender, sex, or anything. Really, everyone has a space in our space. Again, shout out to everybody out there. To the bonus questions. Talk to me a little bit about the mohawk, the jacket, and the glove, which are the things that immediately I'm sure people saw and they're like, oh, I saw it.
Yeah. So the mohawk is actually the blood stripe that we wear on our dress uniform. So a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. So it's just not for no reason. It's also a nod to like Mr. T, because sometimes I feel like I'm like, you know, a hybrid version of Mr. T. And also my name, if you transpose the letters of TMR, it spells Mr. T, by the way. And then, excuse me. And then the bullet glove. Yo, honestly, man, it just started as like jewelry, man. And I wore it one time and I was like, hey, this looks cool. I had it on my hand one time, and then my fans were like, yo, where's that bullet glove thing that you had? I said, what? It's that bullet glove thing that you had. And they're like, that was dope. And I was like, oh. And then I just kept wearing it. Like, it was just organic. And then the last piece, actually, the jacket was kind of last, actually. Because if you watch Star Spangled Banner, I don't have that jacket in there because I didn't have it yet. Because I got that jacket that year in December and Christmas for a Christmas gift. And that was just a jacket, like, hey, it's a jacket. You cold, put a jacket on. Like, that's it. And then it became a statement as I made more and more patriotic content. And I was making patriotic content because I love America. That's it. It was just a natural thing. And so I just kept the jacket and I kept everything going on. But it never was something that I was like, oh, let me get a whole thing or a whole costume or anything. It was just things that I added to things. Like now you'll see me. Sometimes I won't even wear the jacket because I don't feel like it. Literally, there's no reason. It's just I won't feel like it. I still have my red hair. I still have the bullet glove. But I just do whatever I want to do because I feel like you should be your own superhero if you feel like you want to be. So I feel like when I put my jacket on, I'm a superhero that I want to be every single time. And I just feel like you should be confident in yourself and like love yourself. And if you're able to do that, more power to you. You know, I'm not hating on it. You know, I don't think anybody should hate on each other. And I also feel like we should hold each other accountable when somebody is trying to put out that toxic energy. You know what I mean? We need to stop that in the veteran community. Like me, I'm like, I'll call out anything. You know, I said the push-ups weren't enough. So I got totally attacked on social media. Oh, how are you going to say the push-ups aren't enough? Yada, yada, yada. Hey, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your t-shirt sales right now to save some lives. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Right.
Not sorry at all, because push-ups don't do a doggone thing when it comes to saving a life.
Right.
DP isn't going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pull the gun away from my head specifically because I saw TMR do some push-ups in an Instagram video. No, he's going to pull the gun away from his head when I call him and be like, hey man, hey, let's do a little veteran network music collaboration. That's going to pull the gun away from his head. Stop being frauds and stop acting like you're better than anybody else. Because at the end of the day, us veterans, we joined the military voluntarily and we raised our own hand. So how are we going to expect anybody to relate to us better than us? And how are we going to expect that we shouldn't be called out by another veteran? It's going to happen. So just accept it and deal with it and use it as a growing opportunity. It's not a hating opportunity. It's a growing opportunity. If somebody says, hey, we need to shift gears and notice that these push-ups aren't working, that's what we need to do. And we don't need to bash another veteran because he says that push-ups aren't working. And hey, look at it now. I have been going live since October for every single day to provide this sense of camaraderie for veterans, civilian spouses, so they can prevent suicide. And now it has created a whole separate network to prevent suicide. But what have the push-ups have done? What, get you buff?
Right.
Like, that's cool, but like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you helping DP or not? You know what I'm saying? So I just had to say that. I had to make a comment about the
No,
toxic,
it needs to be. It needs to be said
culture stuff.
because it's
Yeah.
we're moving from awareness to action.
Prevention.
You know what I'm saying, to prevention to action, and that's the whole thing. Like, you're doing something, back to what you said, we're not taking ourselves too seriously, but we're putting action. We're changing the narrative. Again, for those that are out there, you'll see this. Yes, we're talking about go to themarinerapper.com, but look at the image, right? There's a reason why you see down here, the Mr. Potato Head. There's a reason why you see the crayons. It's saying, hey, look, the only way you're going to relate to someone is to be able to have a conversation, because guess what? If nothing else, maybe this right here piques someone's interest of like, Mr. Potato Head,
Yep.
go see what this guy's talking about. Hey, if that's what gets you to listen to what I'm saying, then I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Down to, again, changing the narrative. I literally pulled it up because I was like, if you like that
love
one,
it.
you'll love this one. But again, change the narrative. Like, yes, that's me and my service dog, and change the narrative that we can be our own superheroes. We could be your own knight in shining armor. We can sit there and have the flag and represent for who we're representing, because we have the ability to do that. So that's what this is all about. It's about inclusivity. It's about doing more. So, sorry, not sorry, like TMR said, get out your feelings. We have to do more, right? Because at the end of the day, it's when you called me and said, hey, let's link up and do something, I'm thinking about you, that made a difference. The fact that you're all there knocking them out, okay, I got that. We get it. It's brought awareness, but now what? Like, do something with the buff arms, right?
You did push ups. You got butt arms. I'm pretty sure you can pick up a phone now. So do it.
Look, do some curls right here.
Exactly. Curl the phone up to your head and call your friend. And another thing I want to know. I want to say one more thing too. You see this candle right here, bro? Right.
Yes.
So see this candle. So if I grab this candle and I light another candle, am I going to take away from this light in this candle? No, right? So why do we think that we have to hate on another veteran and we can't light another candle of a veteran and show them some love? We can. We can all eat. We can all glow. We can all shine.
So crazy question. So you're trying to say there's enough space for Topher, D-Cure, and the Marine Rapper? What?
Yeah, there is, bro.
There's enough space for, all these veterans out there doing stuff. Like, again, this is that what you said goes to the mental health check on your buddy piece. It goes to me making sure the next man's good, which doesn't take away from me, but it goes to the creative. It goes to the business. If you got a swag shop and I got a swag shop, then what's the problem? Like, why can't we support stuff? Because we don't all, again, I think, and this is one of the last pieces I'll say here, but this is why I love, breaking bread with TMR, because it's the same wavelength. Think about this.
Yeah.
We don't only buy Nike, FUBU, Reebok, fill in the blank. We buy different things. If we're walking down the strip and I see a Gap store with something nice, oh, I like that, I'm going to pick it up. Oh, I like that, I'm going to pick it up. So then why can't I support TMR swag shop and say, hey, if you want to get, a sweet ass piece of merchandise for a freaking culture war, again, and I'll bring it up here at the bottom, that doesn't take away from what I'm doing. It's just the fact that we are people who have different things. No one has a household. Even if you're endorsed or you're sponsored by someone, you don't only have one specific thing. So guess what? If you like, for example, the hat I have, hey, go out and get it. If you want to go ahead and get yourself a Culture War, veteran hat, go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it. You want to get one with the freaking caricature, go right ahead. You want to go get one, like, it doesn't take away for me to give the next man some shine, because the thought process, which is limited, is like, oh, I can't show your swag shop because it's my thing. It'll take it. What? Like, think about it. What sense does that make? Because I think what's missing is the common sense of consumerism. No one buys from one store only. I like that Nike fitted, but I like that Reebok XYZ. I like that FUBU shirt. I like these kicks from him. I like the hat you have. I like the hat he has. No, look, I like this hat. I like this one too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to get away from this whole mentality of fear, where it's like, no, if I deposit and build and help TMR, that comes back, man. What you reap is what you sow. And this whole mentality that you can't give light, like you said, the candle example, I think is perfect. By lighting someone else, by giving light to someone else, by sharing and giving love to someone else, attention to someone else, it gives you attention. Because at the end of the day, guess who's not here right now? Who's not here right now is Joey with the Mobile Cigar Lounge, who put us in contact, right? Frank, who freaking co-signed Crayons Ready to Eat. They're not here, but I'm still speaking their name. I'm still giving them a shout out. Why? Because that's the way it works. And then when I'm not in the conversation, someone's going to say, hey, DP was the one who put us in contact with XYZ. And we don't do it for that, but that's the way it works, right? Because you have to give respect to those that put you on and those that collaborated with you. But down to the consumer part of the house, you see it all the time. People don't want to go ahead and shout out something because it takes away from them. I love that example of the candle. You can light someone else's candle and it does not take away from your light. If anything, it makes you stronger, because guess what? Now my candle next to your candle next to his candle, we could light up the world, baby.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Mic drop.
Look, on that note, we need to go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah. It's not even Sunday yet. We taking them to church on this one.
Man, look. But that's what we need to do. That's what this is about. That's what's different here. It's not that, hey, we got it together. We're saying, hey, look, if we're here and we can do it, you can do it. If TMR can come from where he came from, he told you he was homeless. He told you he felt invisible. He told you he came from less than. He knows what government cheese is. He knows what them bag cereals is. You don't know about bag cereals unless you know about bag cereals. You got to look at the very bottom of your store for that. That government cheese block. If you talk about a candle, that means if you have not had the lights turned off on you because you didn't have it, look. It's not how you started, it's how you finish. And the fact is, we have the ability to change the narrative for people. A combat veteran, a disabled veteran is not relegated to be an old, broken down person at the VA waiting for care or just mad at the world. Yes, things are imperfect. Yes, things are broken. But even with a service dog, you could do something. Even with an artistic mind, you can do something. What, no one's trying to sign you? Create your own show. The internet, you know what I mean? Do your own thing. Eventually, you will attract those things that you're putting out there. If you put out positivity, it's going to come back. If you're supporting others, others will support you. I did not reach out to TMR and say, hey, man, when we talked about it, I expressed humility and gratitude to him. And I said, man, look, I'm not anyone looking to get no shine or any of these things. And the first thing TMR said back is, man, I don't care about your followers. I don't care about none of that joint. What I care about is we're aligned. We're doing the right thing. I'll rock with you. And that's the kind of energy you can attract to yourself no matter where you are. Because guess what? And I'm only going to say this because someone needs to hear this. Your Instagram right now is knocking on 90,000. It'll be 100,000. I think you just crossed 18,000 on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Rewind. Can I ask you one quick last bonus question? Where did all those social media platforms start?
0. 0.
Because people get it twisted. Oh man, you got 80,000 18. You don't understand. They're never gonna. Everyone starts right here. The difference is you kept grinding, you kept going, you got punched in the face, you went back, you rewrote your lyric. This video didn't hit. Maybe this one does better. That's the punchline in all of this stuff. And I just want to say that you're no different than I am. I am no different than you are. Same for the Marine rapper. Same for Ray. He is no different than you or I. The difference is we just stuck it out to a degree. And I think that what we're creating is a space to help others to figure some of these things out and hopefully not make the same mistakes that maybe in the artistic realm TMR went through. Like, hey, look, you got your stuff together, but watch it, because this one right here is going to suck. And hopefully with the things we said today, like, you want to be out there, someone's going to make fun of your afro. Someone's going to make fun of your mohawk. Someone's going to make fun of your beard. Okay. Hey, look, I made it back, baby. Trust me, this ain't going to hurt me. You know what I mean? But you have to tell yourself that. Because someone out there literally is going to say, TMR, I'm shutting it down. Why? Man, look, they weren't rocking with it. They wasn't feeling me. Do you know how many shots Michael Jordan missed? Like, no one looks at that. Everybody looks at only the wins. Tell me about not being picked. Tell me about being turned down. Tell me about Oprah being told she ain't good enough for TV. Right? Like, it's a narrative that everybody has. Like, TMR, wait a minute, you're gonna be a black rapper with a mohawk and you're patriotic and you rock the... Ain't nobody gonna rock with that, man. If you ain't talking about booty humping, dropping, freaking, and mumbling, and blah, 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 it's not gonna work. I'll show you. I could show you better than I could tell you.
Facts.
My brother, I'll pass it to you for your closing thoughts, but that's what I wanted to share in closing. For those that are out there, we hope that you definitely enjoyed this. This is definitely not the first at this point, nor the last, but hopefully it's beneficial to you. If you see this, please share this with someone who needs to hear some of this message, and hopefully it's beneficial and impactful for you all, because again, we're moving from awareness to prevention to action, and hopefully that we accomplish some of that in the space we held here today. TMR, in closing, I'll hand it over to you.
100%. Thank you so much, DP, for having me. Thank you, Veterans Network. Thank you, everybody who's been following and supporting me in my journey and all the music. Now, I just want to say, if you want to find me, you can find me on every social media platform at The Rapper. All of my swag and my swag shop at therapper.com. You can catch me on the next Clubhouse. I'm gonna be hanging out with my boy right here, my bro, DP from Veteran Network, and you'll catch me on a couple of these Friday nights as well. But I just want to say thank you, and everybody. And if you need anything, I'm on social media on Instagram every single day to help combat this veteran suicide. Thank you.
I appreciate you, my brother. We'll be back with more. This has been One-on-One Profiles in Audacity with the man, the myth, the legend, our superhero, because again, we got to represent our heroes in our culture who are standing up and doing something unique, regardless of whether or not they'll give themselves the flowers. We got to give each other our flowers while we're living, not when they're dead. So from service to top rapper, Billboard glory is an example that we have the ability to do things if we put the right intention into the world. I appreciate holding the space with TMR today, and we will be back with another episode soon.